Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah, I live another day. Alhamdulillah, dipanjangkan umur untuk meneruskan effort ini, iaitu we are now still in the middle of the Environmental Quality Act 1974, and we are still in the middle of Environmental Quality Clean Air Regulations 2014, whereby at this point of the video we are in third schedule still. We are still discussing the emissions standard of industries listed in the first schedule. Okay, so first of all, again, I am honored to be here and to receive a few more subscriptions from you guys. Thank you very much. I am honored. All right, and I really hope that you are able to benefit from this video. You could be a consultant, a fellow trainer like me, doing work elsewhere and somewhere, somehow, and auditors especially, and not forgetting our hard-working, competent person who is perhaps competent in scrubber, dust collector, cyclone dust collector, filter baghouse, electrostatic precipitator, and other types of air pollution control equipment. Welcome to the club. Okay, so for those of you who have not subscribed, kindly do so, because when you subscribe you have access direct to my channel without passing link from one another. It could be a mess. So if you are in the channel, if you come to the channel as a subscriber, you are able to arrange the video. It's all arranged for you. You can download and make your own video, etc. Now let us cut short that one. I want to show you a recap for some of you who might have just popped into this video without watching earlier display. So this is what I call the Google map for the environmental quality clean air regulation. Now let us recap what we have done. Now we are here still discussing industrial activities or any other activities which is listed in the first schedule of the Clean Air Regulation 2014. And this video we are still discussing all the emission standards of all these industries, whereby, as I said earlier, all industries in the first schedule shall refer to emission standard in the third schedule, of course, as the case may be, as stipulated in the law. Now we are discussing third schedule, and today we'll look into another activity, which is oh, not yet. So this is what we are going to discuss today. We are going to look into mineral-based industries. All right, this one. Cement. Okay. Okay, glass, ceramics, and all this. We are going to look at the standard. We have seen heat and power generation plants. We have seen iron and steel mill in the previous video. We have also a video on metal foundries, which have distributed to fellow Lincoln, how do you say that? And also in the WhatsApp group, and also Facebook. All right. So we have done non-ferrous metal, and we have done oil and gas industries, all sizes, and that has been uploaded to you. So at this moment, we are going to look into mineral-based industries, cement manufacturing from clinker right up to the manufacture of cement, glass, ceramic. All right. Now let's take a look into light. Let me read for you the category in full based on the law. Look, I'm going to read this one for you. This is classification F. All right. Okay, got it. The law stipulated category F as non-metallic mineral, non-metallic, okay? Non-metallic mineral. What's mineral? Calcium, manganese, magnesium, sodium. What else? Mostly rock structure without metal, okay? Non-metallic mineral industry, semicolon, cement production all sizes. Manufacture of glass, including glass fiber with a melting capacity of equivalent to or more than 1 ton of product per day, semicolon. Manufacture of ceramic products by firing roofing tiles, bricks, refractory bricks, tiles, ceramic glass, stoneware or porcelain with a production capacity of equivalent to or more than 10 tons of product per day. So that was that one, okay? And glass and glass fiber manufacturing. That is what is stated in the law. It means if you're producing these products equivalent to or more than 1 ton per day, you are subscribing to this particular law. Got it? The same thing, ceramics by firing equivalent to or more than 10 tons per day. You are subscribing to this particular law. When you talk about ceramic, some are uses clay, all right, porcelain, even bricks, okay, roofing tiles, bricks. Hmm. Mhm. If you produce bricks, it is over here, okay. Now, what if we produce bricks 9 tons per day? It means we are not subscribing to this particular law. I mean, we are not subscribing to this particular schedule, third schedule. We are not listed in the first schedule. So are we escaping from the law? Are we exempted from the law? Answer is no. We are then subscribing to other industries, whereby the emission standard shall comply to or is stipulated under fourth schedule and fifth schedule. Got it? Now, my worry is our friends like making pottery. I think you know some of our small scale cottage or kampong industry, which is making things like labu sayong. Some of them are making bricks. You know, they are actually, well, you can check with the law how they are, but these are small scale industries and they are scattered in some villages. Now, for this law, we are concentrating on the big industry, the high production rate or high capacity industry, which is, if you look at it, more than 1 ton per day of glass and glass fiber, making glasses of automobile, making bottles, you know, making recycling bottles. They are all subscribing to this, okay? And when we talk about ceramic, you know, making tiles, making marbles, making, you know, all sorts of, tiles and roofings, for construction industry, for the residential build-up. All right, these are all under ceramic. I'm not sure if the electronic ceramic appliances components. I believe they would produce that in bulk as well. All right, we'll take a look at that as you go on in your work. So auditors, fellow consultants and trainers, you are going to go around to all these premises, not just go for training. Please visit the plant as what I did in my time before. But now, as I'm getting old now, I won't be working, spending 2-3 hours in a plant. In those days, before I do training, I would come a day earlier to the premise to look into all environmental concerns, and I identify from the processes, from each process, and I view all the processes and then identify which processes is subscribing to the law. That's what I did those days. That is why I normally come 1 or 2 days earlier than the training date. I made an appointment with the HAC manager or the HR manager to have a look at the plant, but not anymore now. All right, now I don't do in-house. In fact, now this is what I do, public training. That's what I do. Now let's get into this law. According to this law, look, the first one, cement kiln. Do you see that? The cement kiln. This is the cement kiln. All right, and under the law, what is the parameters that the cement kiln is subscribing? You'll take a look. Look, nitrogen dioxide. Got it? And the law says it shall be less than 800 milligram per cubic meter. And take a look. The font is red. Remember in the previous slide, I did mention if you see any of my work, this kind of display, if you see red font over here, it simply shows that that particular parameter require continuous emission monitoring. Got it? And for the next parameter for cement kiln is total TPM, total particulate matter, not timbalan perdana menteri. Okay, total particulate matter, whereby it also require CEMS. Got it? And what else for cement kiln? Total mercury. I want you to double check with the law, because as a human being, yeah, nitrogen dioxide, got it. Total particulate matter. I'm having the law book here. Mercury, and also another parameter, which is polychlorinated dibenzodioxane and polychlorinated dibenzofurane. So furan and dioxane is regulated for cement kiln. Look, another. Take a note. Look at the note here. What is it about? Oxygen reference. Cement kiln. What does it say? Coffee? Anyone? My normal Arabica. The queen is good in making it for me. Feels good already. Just a sip of coffee. Now, cement kiln require the oxygen reference content to be 10%. Now, this is talking about stoichiometry of combustion. If oxygen is at 10%, what does it mean? You can have less nitrogen dioxide. That's what I could think of. Less nitrogen dioxide. I'm not sure whether this controlling oxygen has got an effect to total particulate matter in a direct manner. I'm not sure. Now you got to check with a mechanical engineer. I'm not one of them. I learn from them. Okay, so that is for cement kiln. And 10% I think is achievable. So when you have got oxygen 10%, you can have a higher level of carbon dioxide actually, and lower level of carbon monoxide. It depends on the you know, the fuel air fuel ratio and all this stuff, and also the feeding rate. Okay, so next let's take a look at this rotary furnace, whereby for rotary furnace, you know rotary furnace, right? High temperature as well. Nitrogen oxide is regulated at below 1500 milligram per cubic meter, and the total particulate matter shall be below 50. And both these parameters require continuous emission monitoring system, CMS. And for this one, doesn't require continuous for total mercury and dioxin and furan, similar to cement kiln, but the limits is also similar, 0.05 milligram per cubic meter of mercury and less than 0.1 nanogram total equivalent per meter cube. You got to check with the chemist on that one. Now, rotary furnace, flame heated glass melting furnace. Is some rotary furnace also smelt glass, all right, and heated pot, dry tanks furnaces. Okay, it could be 30%. I'm not sure. You got to check with your production engineer. They know about this process better. All right, of course, better than I do. Now for the next one, glass furnace. Look, 3 parameters require CMS. Do you see that? What are those parameters? Sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, and total particulate matter for glass furnace require CEMS. It could be the manufacture of bottle glass for beverages. It could be the manufacture of windshields for automobiles. So if they use furnace, their furnace, glass furnace emission has got to have definitely air pollution control equipment of various types. It could be a pulse jet dust collector. It could be some kind of a dust collector cartridge of vertical or horizontal type, depending on the suitable technology for them. And 3 parameters require CMS, but only 1 parameter doesn't require CMS, which is total lead. For glass furnace, lead is regulated. Not for the other furnaces. Cement kiln, no. Rotary furnaces, no need lead monitoring. Ceramic furnaces, lead monitoring is not required there. But for glass furnace, you have not only CEMS for the 3 parameters, you also got to check on lead or at periodically. All right, it's not continuous monthly. So, however, there is one exemption. So for this cement kiln, Total mercury and dioxin, rotary furnace, total mercury and dioxin, if I have checked regulation 16 on the frequency of monitoring, they are required only once a year. The same thing for glass furnace, total lead monitoring is only required once a year based on regulation 16, because this regulation doesn't stipulate the frequency for that particular furnace and those parameters. However, you got to watch out this one. Let's go into the next one, which is ceramic furnace. Look, ceramic furnace, 3 parameters: sulfur dioxide, okay, nitrogen dioxide, and also total particulate matter. Listen carefully. For this one, all these 3 parameters actually or initially does not require CEMS. It's just a periodic sampling once per year based on regulation 16. But look at this. For ceramic furnace parameter total lead, there is an exemption here. There is a exclusion here, some form of, look, what do you got to check? So if you are the air pollution contractor doing stack sampling, please be careful. Ceramic furnace, for them there are only 3 parameters: sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, and total particulate matter. Lead is not there, mercury is not there, dioxin is not there, furan is not there. Just these 3 parameters. But before you go on the periodic monthly monitoring, what you need to do is you got to check the dust loading. How do you check dust loading? Whenever you measure and you get the concentration, that concentration that you got to measure simultaneously the flow rate. Loading is concentration multiplied by flow rate, and then you normalize the units into maybe kilogram per hour. The best thing is to convert them into kilogram per hour. Why? The law refers to kilogram per hour. Take a look. Look. So, based on this law, if the loading is more than 0.33 kilogram per hour, is a lot, but less than 1 kilogram per hour, the frequency of monitoring for that parameter, which parameter we're talking about? Total particulate matter. We are not talking about SOx, NOx. We are not talking about sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide. Okay? We are only talking on total particulate matter for ceramic furnace once per year. If the loading is between 0.33 and less than 1.0 kilogram per hour based on the loading that you have calculated, sampling and calculated. If the loading is more or equals to 1 but less than 2 kilogram per hour, the law says twice per year. All right, and if the loading exceeds 2 kilogram per hour, they have to install continuous emission monitoring system. Got it? All right. This is I got to read something from the book, if you don't mind. Just take note, competent person, consultants who are doing the sampling and also consulting for the establishing monitoring system for this company. Just bear with me for a while. There is a note under the law saying that note number 1, glass furnaces, if nitrate purification is required for reasons of glass product quality, this is manufacturing technique, sum of nitrogen nitrous oxide NO and also nitrogen dioxide emission expressed as nitrogen dioxide in waste gas shall not exceed a mass concentration of 1000 milligram per cubic meter. If you have the law book, it's with you. All right, it's a footnote for that particular for this particular regulation. Number 2, the best available techniques to further reduce emissions, particularly by using improved combustion, shall be applied. BT, okay, that's part of BT as well. Okay, further reduce emission, best available technique. Get it done and write it on paper and submit to DOE. Number 3, emissions limits for furnaces with oxy-fueled burners shall be considered on a case-by-case basis in accordance with the best available techniques economically achievable guidance document. So you got to refer that to DOE. Now, facilities for the melting of mineral substances, including the production of mineral fibers, shall comply with the limit value for some of sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide expressed as sulfur dioxide of 1500 milligram per cubic meter corrected to oxygen reference content at 8%. That is some technical inputs given in the law, and that is beyond my expertise, honestly. So you got to refer to a manufacturing engineer, production engineer, and process designer involved in firing and in designing those furnaces and operating those furnaces. They should be able to help you. So auditors, competent person, before you look into all this, when as you have seen, it involves some experts that get them around when you do consultation and even auditing. Competent person, you need to learn from these people about all this. As I mentioned from the notes, all this oxygen content and all this, and be able to explain to auditors, to visiting auditors, what are they, okay? So that will be able to bring your level of understanding and readiness to comply to this particular law at a higher level. All right, so that's about it for this session of the video. Thank you for your time. I appreciate your attention. Please use this video to benefit yourself and for those around you, making your own training videos and whatnot, so you can insert my work. As I said in all the slides, I don't copyright any of my work. My work is yours. It's a liberty of everybody who wants to benefit from this video. The reason is I learn from somebody else. I learned from them, they taught me. I learned from the Department of Environment when I was working for them, and I learned with all other professionals when I had my professional training here and abroad. So this is my payback to the community, my gratitude, so that we can bring the industries in this country at a higher level to be able to compete in future, I should say, sustainability of businesses and environmental management. Thank you for your time. Have a nice day. That's it for today, for this session. I wish everybody Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you for the attention. Take care.